Hi, everybody. Rob Cootie here. The MLM solution today is Friday. It's Freelance Friday. As you know, each and every Friday, we have an environment where we talk about all things, not just network marketing. We talk about life. We talk about personal experiences. We do talk about network marketing. You never know what's going to come up on Freelance Friday. The reason why it's one of our most popular watched videos or and listen to podcasts. So with that being said, we're going to have ours today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, as I said, is Friday the 12th, and it is currently 10:58 in about 15 seconds. And I'm going to be going live here very shortly. As you know, we always ask for your help in spreading the word about what we do. And then you can help us in two ways. You can go to our website, The MLM Solution. That's our new website, themlmsolution.net. And there's all kinds of ways to share from the website with our fellow network marketers all across the globe. Please help us do that. And you can also use hashtag the MLM Solution, and you can use that to help share our platforms and our podcasts with our fellow network marketers as well. We want them to have access to this information so they can use it to change their lives in this great business model. With that being said, Miss Marie and I'll be live here very shortly. I'm going to hop off of here, and we'll see you.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I was just thinking I needed to have like some sort of cocktail here, but I guess it's a little early for that, I suppose, unless it's a mimosa or.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know me, I have a tendency to
well, you've got the red Solo cup, so that could be anything.
You can't see through that.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it's the red Solo cup. It could be anything.
Oh my gosh. I used to do some crazy shit, you know. I remember when I was doing contract work, one of the owner's daughters came up and said, "What are you drinking?" I said, "Coffee." She goes, "That don't smell like coffee." And she had a big crush on me. She wouldn't tell on me anyway. And I said,
flavored coffee.
What's that?
Flavored coffee.
Yeah. And she said, "I think there's more to this coffee than you're admitting." And what it was, Miss Marie, back in the day, I don't know if people remember this. I love Kahlua, and I love Bailey's, and I'll put it in my coffee every once in a while.
Sure.
And I like putting flavored stuff. The only thing I put in my coffee is the flavored stuff, and just enough to give it a little extra twinge, right? But there are days where I want something a little stronger.
Irish up that coffee.
That's right. There it is, right there. And that's what I have in there. Where you can smell that Kahlua. It's got a distinct smell. And, I didn't look at it as alcohol. I mean, it is, but it's not to me.
Well, but they actually have those flavored creamers now that smell just like it, taste just like it, like the Kahlua flavor, the Bailey's flavor, those types of things. So, yeah. Nowadays, you could get away with it a little bit easier, maybe.
Yes, I probably could. Yeah, And then when I was doing contract work for the Geek Squad at their international headquarters, at lunch, I'd have a vodka and orange juice. People said, "You drink orange juice?" Yeah, they said, "You're drinking orange juice?" I said, "Yeah, I love orange juice." So I'm telling them myself, but you know what? I'm going to live life. I'm going to have fun. And it was a small cup like this. Wasn't anything. I was not trying to get drunk or anything. But, sometimes you get a little stressed out. You're going to take the edge off, instead of shooting somebody. I figured I'd just have a drink and that'd be all right. So there you go.
Back in the day, it used to be the 2 and 3 martini lunches. So,
Yeah. We used to do that in the military.
Of course, martinis were much smaller back then, too.
Yes, they were. The wife loves martinis, Miss Marie. Yeah. She's a big martini person.
It's one of my favorites, too. So, yeah, I can appreciate that. But I can't say I've ever been drinking at work unless it was kind of after work and it was everybody was doing it.
Yeah. I wish I could say that I've lived a clean life, but unfortunately I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell on myself, and I don't tell to gain any glory here. I tell because I look back and I go, oh, boy, some of the stupid stuff, and stupid is the right word. I'm not going to sit here and paint myself as a pretty poster boy here. We
always do things that aren't so bright when we're younger, right? I remember my late teens, early 20s working in the corporate world, breakfast of champions was a Snickers bar and a Mountain Dew. I mean, nowadays, it's probably not the best idea. Not very healthy.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Although what I told everybody all the time is Mountain Dew, if you look at the list of ingredients on a can of Mountain Dew, there's orange juice in it.
Get out of here.
Nope, I'm serious. You know what else is good about a can of Mountain Dew?
What?
I used to do this in my tech support days. Like I said, breakfast of champions, Snickers, and a Mountain Dew, right? So I'd be walking around with my can of Mountain Dew in the morning before I opened it, shaking it up.
Yeah.
And I'd walk up to somebody's computer and get ready to open it. And they'd be like, "Oh, I don't, it's going to explode all over the place." I was like, $5 it doesn't. And they're like, "No, it's going to explode." And I was like, $5 it doesn't. Well, do it over your computer. It's like $5. And they're like, "Yeah, okay." And open it up. Mountain Dew doesn't explode when you shake it up. I also blame the orange juice for that.
I did not know that.
But I made a lot of money off of it.
I bet you did. I would have been one of them, because I'd have been like, "There's no way. That's a Coke. That's going to explode." I would have thought that. Absolutely.
No, try it. Get yourself a can of Mountain Dew and try it.
I will.
I mean, do it outside so you're safe, because this was a while ago. Maybe they've changed the recipe or formula or something, and it'll blow up on you. I don't know.
I'll tell you. We talk about all things network marketing. I mean, all things. Here's one of my downfalls. Is sometimes when we're on the show, I have my cookies right here. I'll have one or two. Yeah.
Is that why you've been coughing a lot lately? You're getting like the cookie crumbs stuck in the throat.
Oh, man. I'll be so glad when my sinuses quit doing what they're doing. I'll go most of the year and I will be fine. And I was talking to the wife the other day and I said, it started in mid-November, because I was fine the whole year. I mean, what you hear me when I cough and this and that is a rarity. I go through a spell for 2-3 months, and then for whatever reason, and I've been paying attention, when I'm out and about driving around, I don't have it. When I come home, it starts. So there's something here in the house, and I'm not sure what it is. I did change filters, so I'm not really sure, but something, and as you get older, your body changes. And
I was going to say, one of the tricky things was we had cats for a long time, and the last couple of years we had them, Joe developed allergies to the cats. So you might be becoming allergic to
it. Very well could be.
Friends there, I don't know.
I thought about that, and I agree with you. I've heard that, and it would not surprise me. Something here, my phone's acting up. Something here is causing it, because like I said, when I get out and about, we were out looking at houses today, which was very discouraging. Wasn't happy with the inventory that's out there, but anyway, I was fine. I had a little drainage, but no coughing. But boy, when I get home, and you're right, I think so. But we were talking about the Coke and all this and that. When you said Mountain Dew in a can, let me tell you a quick story. So I'm in North Dakota, station there, right? I had one of the young men come in and says, "You have got to see." This is when VHS tapes were around, and he goes, "You got to see this." You know, I was the boss over all this, so for him to do this was kind of a stretch anyway, because you really don't want to expose your boss to things that could come back and bite you in the butt, right? So it took a little bit for this guy to come, and he goes, "You got to see this video." And I said, "Why?" He said, it's this girl in the dorm. And I'm like, "Dude, you better be careful with what you're getting ready to show me." I said, because I, as the leader, I had a responsibility, to maintain proper etiquette and things like that, right? So, and if a girl was being taken advantage of in any way, shape, or form in that video, well, obviously his butt's in big trouble, right? And so he goes, no. He said, "I'm telling you, you got to see this video." He said, "You won't believe it." And I hesitantly said, "Okay." And this was in the shop. He puts this video in there, and this girl she pops open a Mountain Dew can. She wraps her lips around the whole thing. She puts her hands behind her back and bends over at the waist. And they're filming this. And she sucks all the liquid out of that can and was sucking on it so hard that the can crushed. And she took it out, and the can was that tall. Did it twice. Oh. Now, who in the hell can act like a human vacuum? I could not freaking believe. I said, "You have got to show that to me again." I said, and they were in the dorm room. But in the dorms, there's what they call a day room, which is kind of where the big TV is, and where they go in and eat snacks and hang out, play pool and stuff. And that's where it was. And it wasn't anything going on other than her doing that. Can you imagine?
Well, I'm sitting here trying to figure out how she got her mouth around the whole can.
Okay, I know it. To the point to where there was no liquid coming out around her lips. And she was guzzling that thing. And I mean, it wasn't like it didn't even take 10, probably 12, 13 seconds. Can you imagine? I would have gagged. Crazy. That is crazy. If I hadn't seen it, I would have never believed it. She did it twice. All the guys were cheering and patting her on the back. Way to go, way to go. And she was giving them high fives, and they were celebrating. They said, "Do it again, do it again." And she did it again. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And I've seen Haley's Comet. I've seen the Northern Lights. I have seen volcanoes. I mean, oh my gosh. That ranks up there with the best of them. Can you imagine that?
No, I cannot.
I cannot. No. Wow.
I couldn't even drink. I worked with a guy. He was famous for, we'd go out after work and he'd stand on his head and drink an entire beer while he's upside down, right?
Well, that's just as amazing. How in the hell do you do that?
Like a 16-ounce beer, whoop, gone. And I mean, he drank it so fast. I mean, kind of like this girl you're talking about. It's like, I can't drink stuff that fast standing right side up.
No.
That doesn't happen. No.
How do you get it to go down your throat when you're standing on your head?
You mean up your throat?
Yeah, up your throat, down your throat, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. I mean, well, first of all, I always had a challenge just standing on my head. But
me too. Absolutely.
To be able to drink, no.
Miss Marie, how do people practice this stuff?
Well, at the bar after work. I mean,
I guess that's what it is. I mean, what possessed that girl to say, I think I'll suck on a Coke can. I think I'll perfect that. I mean, there's no money to be made doing that.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going there. But I mean, you get my point. Oh, man. See, I told you it was the reason why, guys, you want to join us on Freelance Friday. We'll talk about anything. Hey, yeah. What's the most fascinating thing you've seen? Because you're out in the beautiful part. I would have to say the comet, the UFOs, and Northern Lights rank up there.
The most fascinating thing I've seen. That's a good question. I think one of the coolest things that I've done is sat on the edge of the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. So that was like,
you're braver than I am, girl. Yeah,
it was a straight big drop, and it was just like you could see.
How did you manage?
Forever.
Don't you get that feeling of falling over the edge?
Well, I think more so now as I get older, I have more of a fear of heights going on. But this was maybe 20 years ago or so when I did this, and yeah, it was a little bit of that breathtaking thing. But I mean, I was sitting. It's not like I was standing on the edge.
I couldn't even do that. You're a brave woman. Look, when I was younger, I was not really afraid of heights. I was a fool. I should have been, but I wasn't. And I am now. But my gosh, even back in those days, I couldn't have done what you did. No, you're a brave girl. I know the cliffs you're talking about. That's a brave woman. Yeah. That's a brave woman. That's almost like sitting on the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Well, and it was one of those things, the day that we were there, it was exceptionally clear and sunny, and the water was so blue. And I think a lot of folks who travel to Ireland, you go on these tours, or you go and you're kind of roped into a pretty tight schedule to see all the things you want to see, right? Yeah. So you go to a place like the Cliffs of Moher, and more often than not, it's going to be cloudy or rainy, or the weather's not going to cooperate. And the day that we were there, it was just perfect. It was fantastic. We were in the area for a while, so we were able to, kind of gauge which day we wanted to go when we thought the weather would be the best. So we were fortunate in that regard. But, for anybody who's ever been, and if they haven't had a chance to see like that clear blue sky and the sunshine and the ocean and just that incredible view, it's just that, to me, that's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. I agree. More times than not in Ireland, the grass is wet and it's slippery. I cannot imagine if you did that. The grass must have been dry that day, because you lose your balance, girl. It's over.
Well, there were rocks out to the edge, right? All right. Grassy or slippery.
Because
it was a dry day. I was sitting on a rock.
Okay. Because you had that wet, mossy grass that can be a real challenge. And you can lose your balance pretty easy. So you're a brave girl. I tell you what. Ooh, man. What was I going to say there? Oh, man, I had something on it right there. I hate it when that happens. Old age. Oh.
Now you can blame the old age. It's just, I think it's
I do.
Too much information on the hard drive. And
I know it. It was a life event. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it was.
It'll come back to you. Don't worry.
I know it. I have too many moments of silence there, but
as soon as we're done with the show, you'll be like, I remember what it was.
Yes,
you'll have to bring it up next Friday.
Yeah, exactly. I know it. Well, all the things that I've been privy to and all the things that I've done, it's sometimes the simpler things that you remember the most, and not the spectacular things. And when you're talking about your trip there, it brings back memories of all the trips that I've made. And you just kind of, it was, it's like that, at the moment you appreciate it. But when you sit back at my age, you look back, you realize it was such a short time frame in my life. But man, what fun it was, just like you going to Ireland and other places. And, it's something special. I bet you look back with fond memories of all the travels that you've done, because you've been to quite a few places.
There's plenty of things that are crazy. One of my, I don't know that it's one of my favorite memories, but I think it's a pretty unique one, is we visited Chartres Cathedral in France, and very old cathedral with a bell tower and everything. And we were actually up in the bell tower, and that thing started ringing. while we were up in it.
Oh, man.
Oh,
my God.
my goodness. That was so loud.
I cannot even imagine.
We got out of there and my ears were like goofy for the rest of the day. I think I told Joe at the time, we need to get T-shirts made. I got my bell rung at Chartres Cathedral.
There you go. That's great. I agree. That is an awesome one. I like that. You should have. Yeah, absolutely. I remember what I was going to say now, because when you were saying I was sitting there looking out over the ocean, how blue. You know, when you're sitting there, the ocean looks like it never stops. It goes straight into the horizon, doesn't it? As far as your eyes can see.
Yep.
We had here, you know, the Ohio River is really big. It's second only to the Mississippi River. And the Ohio River is one of the most more famous rivers in our country. And there's all kinds of boats that come up and down the river. And one day they had replicas of the Santa Maria and I forget the other one. And they had them docked downtown. So the wife and I went down there. And I don't know if you've ever seen them. Man, they're small. To think that they took those ships across that freaking ocean is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you were
half the crew thinking they were going to sail right off the edge of the earth.
Yes, that on top of that, because they were not sure the world was not flat. They were not sure that they were going to sail off the end of, you know, where the ocean meets the horizon. You know, that's like that takes some brave people. You know, here's the thing. Number one, I don't know if you know this. You know, they had rats in there. In the boats, you know, they didn't, the food and stuff they put in the bottom, sometimes the rats, did you know that? And the women and children stayed in the bottom of those things. Did you know that?
No.
Yes. Read about it. When they came across and at night and stuff like that, the women and children, they didn't have space at the top, Miss Marie. They all stayed in the bottom. And the food and all that, you read about they talk about the rats that were down there with the people. And it was dark down there. They didn't have windows. And a bathroom. Are you kidding me? I got to go to the bathroom. Okay, you just go over there and hang your fanny right over the edge. What? I mean, Miss Marie, it was crazy. And when I saw the size of that boat, Miss Marie, if my husband told me, we're going to the new world and we're going in this thing here, and you guys got to sit down at the bottom with 5 kids for 3 months, I'd have looked at him and said, you're freaking crazy. I'm going to shoot your ass because I ain't going. And neither are you. You're going to find another woman because I ain't doing that. I ain't getting on that boat. There was some brave people, Miss Spring. When you see how small that boat is, and you know how the ocean can be out of the blue. You can have 25-foot drips coming over and just smashing that boat to pieces. It's amazing. Yep. God was with them when they went across that ocean, because that's the only thing that can help them get to point A to point B. You know, it's great to be the captain. Onward, you know, when you're on top, you know, and you're the one sleeping in the one and only cabin, you know, eating the best food, and all the other guys are fighting for scraps. No wonder they were worried about mutinies. It's amazing captains weren't cut up and eating themselves. Oh my gosh. You know, 3 months there, hey, we haven't seen any land, dude. 2 months. We're going to die out of here. I'm just going to cut you up and eat you. No, that's mutiny. I mean, how do you stop that shit? You know? We're going to feed you to the sharks.
This is why cruises have never been impressive to me. You know? Have you ever been part of a network marketing company where, you know, like the bonus trip or the executive trip or whatever, it's a big old cruise? It's just like, whenever they said it was going to be a cruise, I was like, that is not motivating for me at all. Not interested. Pass. Thank you.
There's a reason why I didn't go in the Navy, Miss Marie.
You don't like boats.
I don't like the ocean. I mean, I was a lifeguard and I enjoyed that, but it was a controlled atmosphere. You put me out in the ocean where I feel out of control and I see no end, that's not a good combination for Rob. You know? And I'll never forget when we were down in San Diego, we went to, there's all kinds of naval little installations everywhere. You know, there's big ones too, Miramar and all that. And there's so many in San Diego. It's not even funny. But anyway, we went to this one, me and the commander and somebody else, we went down to this boat. I forgot why we went down there. And Miss Marie, we went on the boat and everything was tightened down with leather straps, everything. And they had a basketball goal in there where they could play basketball, and a basketball court too. And Miss Marie had one basketball goal at the end. You see Luke.
Mm-hmm.
He's hungry. He's trying to tell me, Dad, it's time to eat. And and guess what? They had another goal on the side of the ship. And I looked at it, I said, you know, I'm a big basketball nut. And I said, what is up with that? They go, oh, that's when the ship turns sideways. I was like, what? They go, yeah, when we get out there, they said, yeah, there's a lot of times where the ship is like this. So we can't play. We have to do it on this one. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? He said, no, why do you think all that stuff's strapped down? He said, so it doesn't get, I'm like, and that doesn't bother you? He goes, no, you get used to it. You know, it's just the boat. I said, don't you feel like you're going to sink? He said, we're not going to sink. I'm like, oh, I'd pee and poop all over myself. I'd be like, get me off this freaking ship. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, my cousin was in the Navy. He went at the same time I did. And he was in the submarine fleet for a long time. And Miss Marie, they'd go down for 6 months. Never come up. Because, you know, they're nuclear powered. And they could go anywhere. Can you imagine being in that tube for 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
And he said when they came out, they had special sunglasses they had to wear. Because, you know, the sun, they couldn't. And they would completely cover and they would protect their eyes because their eyes were so sensitive. Can you imagine that?
Well, that right there is why I wouldn't be able to go into the Navy and especially not be on a submarine. I am already one of the whitest white people on earth. I'm like a 5-minute fry in the sun. Could you imagine after being in a tin can for 6 months coming out into the sunlight?
I cannot.
I think I'd vaporize.
No, I agree.
Would they call that spontaneous combustion where people just like poof and they're gone?
I know. That is amazing. That's like the crawling rocks. How in the world does that happen? I mean, there's so much evidence of that happening all the time. I mean, what causes that? Somebody's lighting a lighter sitting on a toilet? I mean, what in the world? You know, poof. You know, I don't even know. And you know, it's instantaneous. You know, if you look at the videos, it's not like the person catches on fire and they run around, help me. I mean, it's over. Bam. It's instantaneous. You know how intense that have to be?
Well, at least it's fast because, I mean, burning's like one of the worst ways to go from what I've heard.
Yes, I do not want to experience that in any way. Yeah, it's a phenomenon that I have no explanation for. Just like those crawling rocks, they come up with all these things, claiming this and claiming that, and they have yet to convince me because I've been there. There is no wind. I mean, there's a little bit, and there's no wind. There's no water. And it happens at nighttime. It doesn't happen during the day, and the ground is not moving. So you saw the evidence. It's there. It happens all the time. You saw how big they are. Well, that's like those instantaneous combustion. Wow, that's just wow. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
is there anything network marketing related we wanted to touch on today?
I was thinking the same thing.
I
think we talk about it so much that it's a refreshing time to not have to have a day where you don't have to talk about it, But we do have an interesting subject come Monday, right?
Yes, going to be talking about the numbers of network marketing. And as a matter of fact, as we were chatting a little bit before the show, I'm thinking that may need to be a 2-parter. That may be our Monday and Tuesday shows.
Yeah.
Talking about the numbers of network marketing, because there's a lot to cover on that subject. And it's incredibly important because the numbers always play out, and numbers are factual. You can't change them. It's objective. So
yeah,
I'm excited about that. That's going to be a good topic.
I am too. I always love talking. That's one of my favorite subjects. Miss Marie and I were talking about this, and guys, and like I told her, one of the things that's really powerful for her and I, and one of the reasons it makes it so much easier. I mean, there's no such thing as easy success in network marketing. When I say that word, I cringe myself. But what I'm saying is that it's easy for Miss Marie and I to look at a new network marketing company and reverse engineer, as we were discussing, the numbers. And you might say, well, what are you talking about? Look, if I say to myself, all right, I got to have $20,000 a month to maintain my lifestyle, and then I'm going to look at the comp plan. I'm going to look at the 5 things a company must have first. And of course, one of the things I'm going to look at is, does it have a fair and equitable comp plan like we talk about? And in that comp plan, I'm going to look at what it's going to take for me as a business builder to generate a business that will produce the volume that will equal the $20,000 a month that I need. And I'm going to look at what kind of time frame that can be in. Can I do that in 1 year? Can I do that in 6 months? Or is it going to take 2 years? A lot of it has to do with the comp plan. Creating 100 PV per month is easy. Okay, that's the easy part. And that's a given. So since you have that given, you look at the comp plan and you can basically tell how many leaders you're going to need in your business and what kind of volume they're going to have to generate in order for you to capture a part of that volume. And it'll also give you an idea of the pin rank people that you need in there. Do I need all diamonds? Do I need sapphires, emeralds, whatever? You get a ballpark figure. There's no such thing as an exact number, but it'll tell me basically what I need to do. And so when I start my 90-day mini blast from day one, I already know the numbers. I know what I'm going out to do. I know who I'm looking for, and I know who to focus on. And that makes the business building process much easier, and it gives our chances for success a great boost. So understanding the numbers is absolutely critical in order for you to achieve. And it's one of the most important subjects. And I told Miss Marie that I feel bad because I feel like I dropped the ball on that. We got so many great topics to talk about that I sometimes forget about something like the numbers of network marketing. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So that's going to be a good one to kick off the week next week. So Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. What is that? Monday the 15th? I guess I'll be in the middle of March already. Holy cow.
My gosh. Please shut up. Don't say that. Please don't do that to me.
Oh, come on. You're the one counting down to episode 200 here.
I know it. I am. But I'm not thinking about days. I'm thinking about episodes. That's different. All right, Miss Marie. I think it's been a good show. We've had a good time. We've had some good laughs. We shared our personal lives with our followers and listeners, and it's always good. And we had some laughs during that. So that's a good thing. I like it. It's a lot of fun.
A little lightheartedness for a Friday.
It is, and that's the way it should be. I agree. All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to hop off of here. Don't forget the new website, themlmsolution.net. Okay, you know where it is. The wrong one. The MLMsolution.net, new website. Go there. It's simple, easy to navigate, informative. Has a lot of great information on there. Information you're not going to get anyplace else. Please go there and hit the share button. Help us drive traffic to our site so that we can get the word out how people can build this business. Just like we talked about the numbers of network marketing. Where else are you going to learn that type of information? And if you will, use the hashtag. You know, if you got a friend or something, send the hashtag to them and say, hey, you might want to follow these guys. You might want to listen to their podcasts. Use the hashtag, the MLM Solution, to find them and watch their videos and listen to the podcast. It could really help you out. And we have free documents, too, on the website. We try to give away as much relevant information as we possibly can because our passion is to help you. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, I think we're done. If you guys will when you listen to our content, please give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. If you see where it can help you out, we appreciate that immediate feedback. And also, when you go to our social media platforms, the algorithms are set up to promote sites and videos and podcasts that get shares, likes, and comments. And when you do that, you're helping us out. You're helping us get them information out across the world. Please do that for us. And if you will, if you're on our YouTube channel, hit the little bell twice. That way you get notified when we go live. And you also, when we upload content, get notified. All right, Miss Marie, I think that's it.
All right. Well, you have a great weekend, and look forward to seeing you Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
I agree. Take care. Have a great weekend. Yes, sir. I'm going to feed you. He is hungry. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.